Hey guys, welcome back to my page. So I came to you guys once again with another video. This video is going to be a little bit different because I'm going to break down a relationship that we are all pretty much familiar with, or we should be anyway, if you guys watch any bit of television. Now, you guys know for me, I don't really watch much TV. But recently, I've been catching up on the episodes of Black Ink. Now, let me know if you guys watch the show Black Ink because it'll help if you guys have seen the show because I'm going to break down the show. Essentially, I'm going to break down the relationship between Dutchess and C's on the show Black Ink. And I do have a strong perspective on their relationship. I have a strong perspective on the show altogether. I think it's a beautiful show that highlights the work of Black people in the Black community, right? He's a Black business owner in New York City. He owns his own tattoo shop in Harlem. I've actually been there when I was living in New York City. I actually been by there. I had a chance to meet Dutchess, shook hands with her and everything. I went in there and I introduced myself and, we met. And she's cool, laid back woman, beautiful woman, just like she is on the show. And at the time when I met her, I wasn't really up to date, up to speed with the show. I heard about the show. I probably seen maybe a few episodes, but I really wasn't into the show like that. I thought she was just a beautiful woman. So I'm like, okay. And I heard about the show and I was kind of new to New York City. So I figured, okay, well, let me go by and see if this is actual real place. Come to find out, it's a real place. Merry Christmas, Myron. So, I come to find out Black Ink, the tattoo shop over there in Harlem, it's an actual real place and it's cool, So just recently I was over at a friend's house or an acquaintance's house, I guess you can say, and I was catching up on the episodes, the newest episodes of the show. And then we actually went back and watched some of the old episodes. And in watching this show, it brought up some things and we started to debate on, some aspects of their relationship. You guys know I come with a very strong opinion. When I come with it, I come hard, right? So that's what this video is going to be about. Just kind of looking at the relationship between C's and your girl Dutchess and breaking it down. And from the perspective of this whole idea of power couple, right? We see a lot of very successful women, men fall in love, get together, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work, right? And I think it's a beautiful thing when it does work. Take, for example, the Obamas, right? We have Michelle Obama, we have Barack Obama, very beautiful, successful couple, power couple. I look at them as a power couple, right? And then we have your girl C's, and then we have your boy. We have your girl, sorry, y'all. We have your girl Dutchess, and we have your boy C's, right? And I think that it's just interesting just to see the evolution of their relationship because it started out, right, when you think about it, it started out, where Dutchess was new to New York, right? She's new. She's kind of filling out the scene, trying to see how things are, trying to check out, the vibe of New York and the vibe of the people. They're very different. New York is very fast paced, and she's from North Carolina. So it's just a different culture altogether, right? And she's working for C's at his shop. They fall in love. And, I think the beginning of their relationship, it was beautiful. It seemed like, she was this woman who just found love, right? And she stumbled across this guy. She fell in love with him. They have the same passion, which I think is so important when it comes to a relationship that you meet someone and you fall in love with someone who is actually very passionate about what you are passionate about. And even if they're not as passionate, right? Maybe it's not their hobby. Maybe tattooing is not their thing, right? But at least you can respect each other's passion. You don't always have to agree on the same thing or do the same kind of thing, right? As they did in their relationship. But the beautiful thing I think between their relationship with C's and Dutchess is that they both were tattoo artists. They both had the same passion and they respected each other's passion and love for the art, right? But somewhere down the way, something went wrong, you guys. Now, I know you guys, let me know if you guys watched the show Black Ink. Black Ink New York. Because I think this video, I'm gonna really go into detail about it so you guys can sit back, relax, chill. I'm really gonna go into some really, really interesting stuff about this show that I picked up just by watching it, and I actually binged watched it over the past couple days. So I was watching the first season. I watched the complete first season, went into the second season. I watched the fifth season and part of the sixth season, and I think it's a beautiful thing and a sad thing at the same time, what I've seen happen on the show. Because what I've seen happen was you have this beautiful, 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 beautiful black woman with so much potential move from the South to New York, to pursue her passion, right? She's a tattoo artist. Now, she has a degree. She did graduate. Everybody knows that. She's already said it over and over again. I graduated cum laude she graduated from an HBCU down south, and she has a bachelor's and a master's degree. And she meet this guy, C's, right? Now, granted, the guy C's, right? He comes with some baggage, He has a baby mother. He has, a child or whatever from a previous relationship before they got together. And it's interesting how I think love happens, because basically Dutchess came into the picture. She was working for C's, or, she's a part of the show, right, with C's. And the fact that with that love comes a responsibility, because she came into the picture and all of a sudden she's paying child support bills. She's paying his child support payments. Now, I ain't gonna go too much into that part, right? The fact that she paid his child support bills or whatever, right? But I think that's just something to be said for a woman to come into the picture and to pay a man's child support bills. That's something. That's something, right? So she came in, she's doing that, and you can see how their relationship is evolving and how it's impacting their friends, or his circle of friends around him. Because granted, now he has his whole shop going, right? So he has all the other tattoo artists. He has his homies that he knows from New York, from the hood. All these people are part of his circle, right? Then you fall in love with, you bring a woman into the picture, right? And granted, now Dutchess is a strong woman, right? She's a force to be reckoned with. So it's not like, she's going to come into his circle, into his picture, and nothing is going to change, right? She pretty much, I felt like she shook up his circle, right? She shook up what was there in his shop. So his friends started to feel a certain kind of way, she started to brush shoulders with, his friends, his homies, people that he's known for years, before she came into the picture. And it's just starting to be some friction right there between her and his friends, even his family. And, they would say things like, man, you falling in love, you let her take over, how you let a woman come in the picture and take over, and things like that. I feel like that right there is what set it off, right? I feel like that right there is what caused the turn in their relationship. Now, I might be wrong. Y'all let me know. Feel free to comment if you guys seen the show. But that's just my take on it, and that can go both ways in a relationship, right? When you fall in love and you have outside people coming in and sharing their perspective on your relationship, right? They're giving you all of their perspective, giving you how they feel about it. Granted, now that he's really close to these people, right? So of course he's going to listen to them because they're his homeboys. So Caesar's listening to these people telling him, man, how you let Dutchess come in, how you let Dutchess got you wrapped around her finger, and that's not what, when you think about it, that's not how a man want to feel. A man don't want to feel like he's wrapped around, a woman has him wrapped around their finger. That doesn't make a man feel like a man, right? So he's hearing these things, yet and still he's with her. He still loves her. You can see the love. You can see the connection, the bond that they've created. And he's defending it too. That's another thing. That's how you know it's love, right? Because you got some men, they ain't strong enough to defend against all the outside noise that they hear about their relationship. Because you're gonna get some outside noise. You know what I'm saying? When you're involved with somebody, you in love with somebody, people, it could be a good thing, right? People look up to Black people who are in love, and they're like, that's beautiful, that's a beautiful thing, keep going. I've gotten it a lot of times, in my past relationships with guys, just being out in public, and people would come and comment us and just say how beautiful we are and say, keep going, I hope y'all last forever, just positive words of affirmation, right? But then you got the other kind of people that be like, they just ain't feeling it too much. They have their opinions, and they don't mind voicing their opinions. They speak their mind, and they let you know how they feel about your relationship, right? And I feel like that's what happened with C's and Dutchess. They got too much of that. It was too much of outside noise and his friends giving their opinion on what he should do, this, that, and the other. And I felt like it took a toll on his ego, on his self-esteem as a man. So I seen him go from being a man that's in love, as they call it, wrapped around his finger. She got him wrapped around her finger type of thing, but that makes no sense to me. He's just a man in love, right? And he goes from that to a man that feel like he got to prove himself to the world, right? He got to prove that he is a man. So what does he do? He go out there and step outside their relationship, messing around with other women. That's what I seen towards the later seasons of the show. He's out there having fun, messing with other women, just doing, like they say, what men do. And unfortunately, you have a situation where you have two beautiful Black people, very successful, with so much potential, right? When she came into the picture, C's already had his shop in Harlem. So he already had it set up, right? That was his business going. He had things going pretty well. But I feel like, because I watched Dutchess' interview on The Breakfast Club. If you guys watch the interview, let me know. Feel free to comment. But I saw the interview. It's a recent interview that she did on Breakfast Club recently, this month. Beautiful interview, right? But I felt like she has so much to prove in that interview. She's bringing copies of receipts, showing that she feels, giving reasons why she feels that she should be entitled to 50% of Black Ink because of what she contributed. And I feel like when you're in love, you do all these things for a person, and when you're doing it, it comes from a good place, right? It comes from a good source. It comes from the heart. She really cared for him. And I feel vice versa. I feel that he also cared for her, and to get to a point where now their relationship is public. And that's the thing right there, you guys, about allowing your relationship to be public, because you got public opinion. And then you have to deal with everybody's point of view and everybody's perspective about your relationship and what you should do, when it's really nobody's business, but at the same time, they're capitalizing off of it, That's their job. Their job is to show up and perform for VH1, for the show. Was it VH1, you guys, that their show was on? Correct me if I'm wrong. But that was essentially their job. And sometimes there's a conflict of interest when that happens. Unfortunately, that's just how the cookie crumbles. And I think I'm going to get into that too. The fact that the mistake that they made was that they just wasn't aware. They wasn't aware of how outside opinion and having to deal with public opinion can affect their relationship. And how do you get through that when you're a power couple, when you're in the media, right? Because not everybody can handle that pressure. So much pressure coming from so many different directions, right? You're having to deal with the vlogs, you have to deal with, people just making up stories. That's what people do, because people profit off of your story. You profit off of your story because you share it with the world. You get a paycheck for it by being a reality star, on TV. But at the same time, it's other people that are profiting off of your story. And then they take it and spin it and twist it how they want to. So I felt like listening to Dutchess on The Breakfast Club, like she had so much to defend against. For what reason? It's unfortunate, that I felt like she had to come on that show and defend herself against all these accusations about how, first of all, she said she felt like she was entitled to 50%. Now, I believe this is maybe just my perspective because I am a woman, right? But I just believe that I'm pretty sure she's entitled. She felt entitled to something. And this is the reason because when she met him, he owed back child support, right? So in a sense, she did come in and she helped him. I'm pretty sure she nurtured him. That's what women are. We're very nurturing creatures, right? She nurtured this man. She supported him. Yeah, he had a shop in Harlem, but it wasn't like it was an upscale tattoo shop, right? It ain't like he had the notoriety that it does now. So in a sense, when they became a couple, because she is beautiful, right? She's a brand by herself. When they became a couple, it strengthened his brand. And I felt like he didn't want to acknowledge that. He did not want to acknowledge that her presence in his life strengthened his brand at Black Ink. So he felt like, no, I don't owe, this is the words he said, I don't owe that bitch nothing, Actually, I made her. Now I'm getting to that, y'all. Matter of fact, I'm getting to that right now because he goes to say that she owed him as if he built her. It's like, I made her. Now, after they split, she went back down to the South. She's from North Carolina. She went back down to the South, opened up her own shop down South called Pretty in Ink. I got to go check her out, too, because I like to support, Black-owned businesses, especially up-and-coming Black-owned business owners. Like, they got my heart. They got my full support, Anybody know me know, I support Black-owned businesses. And for a person to say that they made someone, it's like they're trying to take credit for their success. And I feel like, granted, yes, we all owe a thank you to somebody for our success, right? Because when we achieve things in life, we can't just say, okay, we did it by ourselves completely. You get what I'm saying? So we have to thank somebody for our success. But the fact that he make it seem like all her success is just due to him, that's ego speaking right there. That ain't nothing but ego. We know how New Yorkers are. If you're a New Yorker watching this, y'all know how y'all are. You got a certain level of confidence, certain level of pride in yourself. Your head is just way too goddamn big, right? And just thinking that somebody owe you something. You get what I'm saying? And trying to take all the credit for somebody's success. That's just flat out wrong. And I feel like that right there is the reason why I'm making this video. Because they had a beautiful thing going. We talking about two successful Black people, men and women coming together. That's love, right? And the fact that you let pride and your ego get in the way. You let your pride, not to say it was all C's fault, right? Because I feel like Dutchess had her own faults too, There were parts and times where she would come in and she just felt like she was running things, Granted, she's a boss now. If you got a boss mentality, you're successful in and of yourself, that's just the mentality of a boss, right? So wherever that's going to happen, wherever you go. She came from the South, but she in New York, she had that attitude of a boss, So she came up in his space. That's his territory, right? The shop that he has in New York. And essentially was running the shop. She was running it. His people around him, his family and people he known, they weren't feeling that. We already talked about that earlier. They wasn't really feeling that. So I think that's where she felt entitled to half of his estate, like they were married. Granted, they weren't married. We know they weren't married. But I feel like that was a mistake right there. Pride, y'all. Pride is an ugly thing. And I feel like, is it possible? It should be possible, right, for a successful Black man, a successful Black woman to be able to come together and to build things together without all of this feeling like a competition. That's another thing, right? Even I was watching these, I was catching up on these episodes. I was with an acquaintance over the past few days. And the person I was watching the episodes with had the nerve to take C's side and say, what did he say? He's saying a woman should never outshine the man. I'm like, bullshit. That's what, bingo right there. That's what it is. That's what it is. And granted, now the person I'm talking about, he's a New Yorker too. Y'all probably already know who it is, right? He's a New Yorker and got the nerve to say that. So I'm thinking, okay, bingo, 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 bingo. That's what it is right there. Men feel intimidated. And I know y'all heard this over and over and over again, but let's get into it. Y'all ain't heard it from me. So I'm going to give it to y'all. I'm going to give it to y'all. Because this is really what I think. Men feel intimidated when they meet us. Now, first, initially, they don't feel intimidated. Initially, her success, you get what I'm saying? Her power, her strength is what attracts him to her. You know what I'm saying? That's how women who are successful are able to attract other successful people. Other men, they are attracted to other successful men, right? Like myself, I'm not going to attract no bum. I'm working towards something. I'm working towards getting my PhD. I'm about to become a doctor. I have very high limits I set for myself. So, of course, that's what I attract. And that's a beautiful thing, right? Initially, right? But somewhere down the road, something goes wrong. And it's like, what is that something? So that's what this video is about. I'm talking about power couples. People, black, especially black men and women. Hold on, I gotta get wrong. But black men and women who come together in love, and for some reason, something goes wrong. And I really do think, bingo, like I said, that's what it is. A person, like a lot of times, unfortunately, men feel intimidated by a woman's success. You know, what initially attracts him to her, a lot of times, of course, is her looks, but beyond that is her intelligence, you know, her success. The fact that she has achieved so much. She's a breadwinner, you know, she's goal-oriented. She has her head on right. That's what attracts a good man to a good woman. There's nothing wrong with that, people. Nothing wrong with that at all. But I feel like in that process, and I know women who are successful, you know, who've dated other successful people can attest to this, that somewhere down the line, a man becomes intimidated. And I feel like, first of all, if a man is a real dominant man, he should not be intimidated by a woman's success. A woman's success should never intimidate a man, right? Why? Unless you see her as competition. Your girl, your partner should never be competition to you. Because a woman damn sure not going to see you as competition. You know, she's just going to be who she is, a great woman that she is. So I feel like that's where it gets tricky. It really does, I feel like, get tricky in relationships because we live in a different day and age, y'all. It ain't like how it used to be. You get what I'm saying? Where when men were the breadwinners, women were at home, being the home caretakers and taking care of the children and taking care of the house and doing the house duties, cooking and cleaning. Women still do that, but the roles have changed. Gender expectations have changed, y'all. Women are out there pulling in some money, pulling in some dough, achieving success, almost just as much success or more than the man. And so, like I said, bingo, that's what it is. Because when you look at Dutchess, now you guys aren't familiar with the show. I don't know. I thought I gave you guys a good little background of the show. But we have a woman here who is successful in her own right. Like she said, before she got on the show, before she started working at Caesar's shop in New York, she already had a business plan. She already had these things set in her mind, what she wanted to do, what she wanted to get out of the show. She just used the show as a platform to help her build upon what she already wanted to do. Right? You already have a successful woman in her own right. And she's just headed even higher. She's just going even higher. And so when she got to New York, she got on the show, she was getting booked for photo shoots to be on the cover of magazines. She was just doing her thing. Like, people liked her, companies liked her, brands liked her. They wanted to collaborate with her. And I felt like C's was not getting that. Now, I saw part of the show, I remember him saying, "Yeah, I got a photo shoot. I got a photo shoot before she did with that particular magazine." But he wasn't getting photo shoots like she was. I think it was Urban Ink, the magazine. He said he was like, "Oh, I got a photo shoot with Urban Ink before she did." And it's just like, okay, yeah, you got before she did, but he wasn't getting the attention. He wasn't getting the recognition I felt like he wanted, especially as a black man, a black business owner, because granted now, that was his shop. The Black Ink brand is his. He owns that brand. When she came in, she just came to work, be a part of the brand, but he owns it. But the fact that you have a woman that can come in, you get what I'm saying? I think that's what it was, y'all. That's what it is. She came in and she took over, y'all. She took over. She got all of the attention. She stole, so-called stole his shine. And the fact that my partner, my ex-partner, who I was watching this with, right? He's with acquaintances now. He mentioned that. He was like, a woman should never outshine a man. And I'm like, bingo, that's what it is. That's what it is. Now, of course, I'm going to have a biased perspective because I'm a woman, right? But this is me. If I'm thinking, like, if I'm a man and I have a woman, right? And especially if it's more of like, I'm supposed to be the man, right? The traditional man to woman type of relationship, dynamic relationship, right? If a woman is doing well, my woman, right? I'm a man. This is just hypothetically speaking, right? If my woman is doing well, she's successful, right? And we are together, we like this. And everybody know we like this, right? Ain't like the world don't know that C's and Dutchess go together, right? Then, if anything, when she shines, I feel I'm a shine. You get what I'm saying? Why? Because that's my woman. But for a man who feels insecure in himself, and is with a woman who shines, her shine is going to intimidate him. And not only that, he going to feel like his light not shining bright enough. I think that's what it was right there. C's felt like his light was not shining bright enough. When she started to blow up, well, we already know, like, Dutchess got a lot of attention from that show. Everybody wanted to interview Dutchess. Everybody wanted to do a photo shoot with her. She was getting everybody. I'm pretty sure everywhere he went, they like Dutchess this, Dutchess that. He ain't really getting no. You know what I'm saying? Like people wasn't really. Nobody went checking for C's. That's just point blank. Nobody went really checking for C's like that. So the fact that she blew up, so-called blew up off of his brand, so to speak, he feels some kind of way about that. You get what I'm saying? So that I felt was a threat to their relationship. That was a threat to their love. And that their relationship is a great case example in looking at a lot of other power couples, just looking at power couples in general, because I feel like that's what we see so often. We see a man and a woman come together. Okay. We see a man and a woman come together, very beautiful couple, right? A lot of potential. You get what I'm saying? Just headed for the moon, headed for the stars. They going somewhere in life. You get what I'm saying? And it's like, sorry, y'all. But instead of them coming together, them working through all the bullshit, all the hate, all the noise, and get what I'm saying? Fight through those insecurities is like, their relationship, their bond was not strong enough. A lot of times that happens. The bond just ain't strong enough. Somebody feeling some kind of way. You get what I'm saying? A relationship should never be a competition. It should never be a competition. We talking about love, y'all. And especially the potential for building a family. You have a bond there and it gets broken. It gets threatened by this idea of a person outshining the other person. To me, that's sad. That's very sad. So a person then becomes more consumed with how much fame, how much shine they're getting, as opposed to the love that brought them together in the first place. I don't know, y'all. That to me is very sad. That's so disappointing. But it happens in a lot of relationships, unfortunately. And I know that's what happened between Dutchess and C. Just looking at that. looking at their relationship, y'all, we can learn so much from that story. And I've heard, like I said, I've heard of Black Ink, right? And I've seen like bits and pieces of episodes here and there, but I never really taken the time to watch it until most recently when I just watched it, took the time to watch it the other day, and I'm just like, wow, power couple, beautiful power couple, and no more. But guess what? You know, it's like, it's not the end, because Dutchess, like I said, she went on, opened up her own shop called Pretty in Ink in North Carolina. I'm going to have to go check it out. Girl doing great things, despite all the negativity surrounding the show. You know, despite C's remarks about her, you know, and he's referring to her as a bitch. And that's another thing. I hate when men use that word, y'all. That word is so derogatory, so demeaning. But yet men use it when they call themselves getting mad at a woman. You get what I'm saying? Want to call her a bitch. And not only that, but I noticed he was using the word early on in their relationship. Just disrespectful. You know? We can say a lot of things as part of the African culture, but that we need to leave that shit out of the culture, y'all. Because that to me is just disrespectful. But, you know, now he's bragging about how he's going to have like 8 shops. So not only he has 2 shops, I think, in Harlem. He opened up one in Atlanta. He has one in Chicago. He said he's going to have one in Miami and a few other places. So he's doing pretty well from himself too, right? It's good to see that despite the fact that they can't exist together, be together, that they're still doing well. You get what I'm saying? But I just feel like it would be much more of a powerful statement if that amount of success can be able to come together and exist together and work together and just leave out all the bullshit. That means to do that, the woman and the man have to find a way. You have to find some type of strategy, some type of way to strengthen the relationship so much to the point where nothing can shake it. Not even opinions of other people. Because a lot of times that's what usually end up breaking a relationship. You know, people get caught up in what other people think about their relationship so much to the point where they question themselves. They question the love they have for their partner because they're so consumed about what another person thinks about their relationship. But for this particular relationship, I think it really was the fact that she outshined him. And that's a threat. You can't dull your shine for love. So to say a woman should never outshine a man is like, no. That's impossible for a woman or even a man himself to dull his shine just to appease the other person. That don't make no goddamn sense at all. I'm not dulling my shine to make somebody else feel like, okay, now they can shine. You don't have to do that. 2 lights can shine just as bright together. Nobody has to dull their shine so that another person's light can shine brighter. If that's the case, something wrong with your goddamn light. Something is wrong with you. That another person has to turn they dimmer on their light down just so yours can shine brighter. That don't make no sense. If you shining bright, you gonna shine bright regardless, sweetie. Nobody gotta turn their light down just so you can shine. So I feel like that's speaking from a place of insecurity. That's speaking from a place of a damaged ego. Because no, I know men who are confident in themselves, you know. I'm just looking at old Barack Obama now. We don't know what goes on behind closed doors, right, in Barack Obama relationship and his marriage. But just looking at it and the fact that they've been together for as long as they have 2 beautiful girls, now pretty much grown women. And the fact that Michelle can be shining and be bright and be successful in her own right and launch her programs, and Barack Obama don't feel threatened by that. That's beautiful. He don't feel threatened because she say, I want to go launch a new program in Southside Chicago, you know, for at-risk teenagers or something like that. He don't feel threatened by that. You get what I'm saying? Like she's still in his shine. So we gotta get off that, y'all. Like, I feel like that's what it is. Men need, like, come on. There's no room for that when we talk about a power couple, a power relationship. Neither partner should feel threatened by the other one, by the other person's success, because it's just not going to work. You cannot be threatened by the other person's success because it's not going to work, y'all. It's not. And I feel like that's just sad. There has to be a way around that. It has to be a way where two strong people, a woman can be strong, because there's this thing now where it's like a woman has to be weak, has to appear weak and submissive. Now, don't get me wrong. Y'all know I'm all into that whole submissiveness, right? But when it comes to getting your coins and making that money, sometimes a woman has to be assertive. A woman has to be dominant in her profession. And if a man feels intimidated by that because a woman is dominant, a woman is just doing what she has to do, and he feeling some kind of way like, oh, she shouldn't be doing this, then I feel like that man ain't ready for a powerful woman. That man shouldn't be in a relationship with a powerful woman like that. You get what I'm saying? Because he sees it as a threat. It's a threat to him. It's a threat to his identity. It's a threat to his ego. It's a threat to everything about him, his business, everything about him. It should never be a threat. If anything, black people should be able to come together. Successful black women, men should be able to come together, thrive together, and be strong and build an army, an empire, and keep going. You get what I'm saying? That's where I'm speaking from. So Dutchess girl, I got your back. Keep doing your thing. Keep being successful. You know, I feel like I just have so much hope for Dutchess in knowing that I know she's going to find a man, a strong man that is not intimidated by her success. Not intimidated by her intelligence. Because that's another thing. You got a lot of men, right? Because they ass ain't never went to school. This is another thing. I got to touch on this. I got to say this for in this video because I'm in this video pretty soon. But I have to say this, y'all. You got this thing where you got men. Okay, I get it. College ain't for everybody, right? That's fine. You chose not to go to college. But if you meet a woman who been to college, who has a degree, bachelor's, master's, PhD, JD, MD, whatever the hell D it is, right? Don't throw shots at her. Don't throw shots at her education. Don't sit up here and say things like, oh, I don't give a fuck about your degree. I don't care that you got a PhD. I don't care that you got a master's degree. Because you know what that's what's saying to her? First of all, let me break it down and put it this way. Do you not know how long it takes for a person, how much time and energy and investment it takes for a person to go to school, to work towards a degree? So the last thing a person with a degree wants to hear from another person who say they love them is, I don't give a fuck about your degree. You wonder why in relationships, why that is the cause of a lot of arguments. That right there will do it. And that's some things that C's said to her. I'm pretty sure he said it. A lot of men do it. You get what I'm saying? They feel like, okay, education, traditional education don't mean nothing to me, right? You have a lot of people take that stance because they feel like, oh, that's just going to the white man's school, that's being educated by the white man, da da da. That's like, they look at it as like drinking the juice, right? I get it. But still, however a person defines their success, that's important to them. Don't disrespect how they define their level of success, right? So if a person chooses to go to college, you know, that was their path, that was their career choice, their career path. Don't hate on that. Why hate on it? To me, that's the most disrespectful thing a person can say is, I don't give a fuck about your degree. Because guess what? I guarantee you that person who sit up here, not only do they invest time, but you know degrees cost money. So they invested money into going to school. And for you to say you don't give a fuck about their investment, that's a slap in the face. That's straight out disrespect. So whatever comes after that, comes after that. You get what I'm saying? But I think I say that to say this. A lot of men feel some kind of way because they feel like when it comes down to it in a relationship, right? Sometimes it comes up. A woman may say, I went to school, I have a degree, I'm an educated black woman, so don't talk to me like that because I'm educated. You can't talk to me like that. And that's the thing. It's like, yes, I feel like I can defend women in that respect because y'all know I have my degrees too, right? I'm working towards my PhD, but I just feel like, yes, that's important to a person. So if you're a person friend, it's like, why throw shots at that person just because they working towards something, just because they've earned something? Don't sit up here and try to throw underhanded shots. That's whatever if you build a business, right? You don't want somebody saying, I don't give a fuck about your business. I don't give a fuck about that you're a black business owner. It's like, no, so you're going to respect me. Nobody ain't going to respect you if you don't respect what they have worked hard towards, what they have earned. Nobody ain't going to respect you. Like they say, respect is due to a dog. Respect is earned. You get what I'm saying? You want somebody to respect you, you have to respect them. Point blank. And that goes for both sides of the equation. Because like I say, it ain't all C's fault, right? I'm pretty sure Dutchess contributed to that breakup too, right? I'm pretty sure she came in there with her educated self and was like, you ain't gonna talk to me a certain kind of way. She set her limits and her standards too in that relationship. And it is what it is. Sometimes you have to set standards in a relationship. Otherwise, people will, try to take advantage. They will walk over you. I felt like that was her biggest fear, especially being new to New York City and being in an environment that she probably didn't feel comfortable in. And she felt like, you know what, I got to prove myself. I got to let these people know I ain't no pushover. Yes, I'm from the South. I'm not a pushover, though. I'm educated. I'm intelligent and so forth and so forth. And I just feel like when you say those words, when people who have degrees know what I'm talking about. When we say those words to people who don't have college degrees, they feel some kind of way. They feel like just because you say you educated and you define what your education means by saying, okay, I have a degree, I have this, and people who don't have it, they automatically go into defensive mode. They automatically feel some kind of way because they don't have it. And they feel like, in a way, you calling them dumb because you're educated by those standards in the sense that you have a degree. And they feel some kind of way and they think like, oh, I don't have a degree, so what I must be. You get what I'm saying? I feel like that's what it is. People feel some kind of way. But that's the thing, y'all. I feel like, come on, whatever level of success we have, whatever that means, success means different things for different people. This is my thing, y'all. Can't we just respect each other's success? I feel like that's how a power couple can be. Both people can be successful in a relationship. Both men and women, whatever that success means. And just appreciate and respect it. You get what I'm saying? Not to say one person is right or no more than the other. And I think that maybe sometimes it happens, but a lot of times that's what it is, where a person with a degree may try to throw it up another person's face as if that's the end all be all. If they're in an argument and they call themselves trying to win an argument, and it's like that's supposed to be the key to winning just by saying, okay, you have a degree. I can get it from that point of view if a person says, all right, well, I don't give a fuck about your degree, because it's like you can't just say that you're right in an argument just because you have a degree. You get what I'm saying? That's not necessarily a defense when it comes to, an argument or a debate. But sometimes people will use that, right? So I get it from that point of view, but overall, I just feel like, come on, y'all. It's just sad for me to see when we have power couples, successful black men and women that fall apart over dumb shit. That's my thing, y'all. It happens so much. And a lot of times it's because a person cheated, but the cheating stems from something else, And really, when you break down cheating, y'all, I'm going to break it down for y'all. Put that right here. I'm going to break it down. Really, cheating a lot of times just comes from a man trying to a person, it could be a man or a woman, trying to regain power in a relationship. And I felt like by him cheating in that relationship, he was essentially just trying to regain his power back. He felt some kind of way, right? You get a woman come in, she running your shit. She done took over and you got people telling you she running your shit, your homeboys. Now you don't even feel like, You a sees no more. You don't even feel like you're a king no more. You know, you off your throne in a way. So what you do to regain that power? You say, forget it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take this shit back. I'm gonna do what I want to do. Forget the rules. Forget the agreement. Forget the fact that we're supposed to be faithful and committed to each other. Forget that. You know, a man gets to that point where he just be like, fuck it all. You get what I'm saying? I feel like that's where he got to that point. He just like, fuck it all. I'm gonna do what I want to do. You know, whether that's cheating, if cheating makes a man feel powerful, because when a man cheat, what happens? A woman feels less powerful. Obviously, right? She's very vulnerable. When a person gets cheated on, they don't feel strong. They feel weak. So, if any way a man can regain some power, that's definitely how he can do it. Is to simply step outside the relationship. So I just feel like a lot of things can be avoided. I hope this video was able to help some of y'all. It definitely helped me and allowed me to kind of think about, you know, just taking a look at a case example with a reality TV couple and just even looking at my own life, because I see a lot of what happened in that relationship between C's and Dutchess. It kind of happened in my previous relationship too, you know, so it's a learning lesson for myself too going forward. But I'm not gonna dull my shine. You get what I'm saying? I'm always gonna shine. And my thing is that I believe that, you know, it's important that a woman who is successful, who's working towards something, it's not common, right, for a woman to do that, like traditionally anyway. So when you have a woman that is working towards something that's successful, I tell this to myself, I tell it to other women. Make sure your partner can respect that. Make sure that they are strong enough. It's going to take a strong man. It's going to take a strong man who is secure within himself to be able to accept and appreciate and love a successful, strong, black woman. So my heart goes out to Dutchess, and I just wish you the best success, you know, in your life and moving forward with Pretty and Ink. It's hard for it to be a woman and own a business. It's already hard as it is just being a woman, let alone being black and owning a business. You get what I'm saying? She don't need all that stress. So y'all get off my girl Dutchess' back. All y'all haters, get off her back. Just get off her back. You know what I'm saying? Let her focus and seize, you know. Much respect to you. I know you're doing your thing up there in Harlem. Much respect to you. Keep doing your thing, you know. But just respect women. You got to respect a queen. Respect the queen. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to go ahead and end this video. And I love you guys as always. And I'll catch you guys in the next vlog. And I forgot. Y'all keep forgetting. Like, it is Christmas. But being that my family is like, they all on the other side of the country, y'all. My family is like all over there on the East Coast in Florida. I'm out here in LA and Hollywood, so I'm alone this Christmas, you guys, and it's okay. It's not a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be all right, y'all. I'm gonna be all right. I'm good. But I wish you guys a very happy Merry Christmas, happy holidays. I'm enjoying mine, so I hope you guys enjoy yours. And I'll come back and probably catch you guys in another video tomorrow. So good night and God bless. Love you guys. Smooches. Bye-bye. Good night.